At the suggestion of some of the people following along on the engine build, I used I reused the timing chain cover, and it was looking kind of old. You can see now it matches the pump, and it'll match the manifold as well here. And the timing cover was looking kind of rough. It was old looking, and you know, once aluminum gets kind of saturated with oil, dirt, and stuff, it just kind of holds that look. So what I did was, at the suggestion of some of you guys on the forums and on YouTube, I went ahead and got engine enamel aluminum, engine enamel black, and then clear, engine enamel clear. And all these are at O'Reilly's for like $6, and cheap way to dress up the engine bay a little bit. So I shot a few things. I shot my spacer, a 1-inch spacer on an Edelbrock intake. Usually makes 5 or 10 more horsepower. It's just every video I've seen that's the case. So I went ahead and bought one and shot that. Shot the timing cover and the water pump. You know, this is part of the water pump assembly on the front of the Ford small block, and I shot it the aluminum, and then I shot this clear with the cans I just showed you, and they're all available at Riley's, and the part numbers are like literally like in a row in a succession. And then it's the same. This was shot by my small block engine builder. Trade Performance painted that blue for me with the same stuff. It was the Ford blue, the dark Ford blue. All of those are available from Duplicolor, and they all look great. So I cleared this. I'm gonna clear that once I get done cleaning up the intake. And then for my last video, what I've got going on today was I pulled the intake off of there. I told you a little bit about how I used RTV, and then where it was bubbled up around these edges. In here, I scribed it with a, let's see if I can get in here, get a little shot of this. I scribed it, here it's scratched up pretty good, with a awl, and just squared it off. And then once I start cutting it like I'm doing here, I got in and started using some of my Dremel bits, and then I went through them pretty quickly, but I had 1 or 2 that were working really well, and they were the sandstone type, and started eating this out. So this was, you know, you could see how deep this was, and now it's all the way down to there. So I've opened it up quite a bit, and I'm just doing this by hand with a Dremel, very easily done. It didn't take me too long just to do that one, and then I'll do the rest. I'll do the other 7. And what I did was I took the red. So from the last video I showed you, I was putting the red RTV on there, and once I pulled it off, where it smashed, there was a small ridge on the inside of this, because these are larger than those. So I'm not cleaning anything up on these. These were 190cc heads. They're already done. So what I need to do is port match this. And you didn't have to, but you can see how much power I'm leaving on the table in each one of these, and you add all that up. That's how much air is getting stopped by this intake. And this is an Edelbrock Victor Jr. So I'm cleaning all these intakes up with nothing more than a Dremel, and then I'm going to go back and polish them up a little bit. And I mean, these are huge. So just pay attention to that if you're building your motor, and go back through, and then I'll hot wash this, hot tank it, and then I'm going to shoot it with the clear that I showed you. So that was the clear, and then I used the aluminum on this, and it didn't take even much of a can to do the whole thing. And let's see if I can get some of the brightness up. All right. Down here, I've installed my SFI approved balancer. It's got a 28-ounce weight. I swapped earlier. I showed you how I ripped this down and stripped this completely down, and stripped it clear of paint with just brake fluid. And then here earlier I posted about my chromed out stock timing pointer, and you can see here now it actually looks really good against this aluminum. So everything's real clean, and this will be covered by a pulley. I got a March pulley system. That rusty bolt will look good. or it'll be hidden. And then I clear coated this water pump so it looks really smooth. You can kind of see some of the glaze right here along at the edge of the light bouncing off of it. And then I shot this with clear too, and this is just hit this with sandpaper, polished it out, and then cleared it. So none of this stuff will rust or haze up over time. And so just get you a couple of cans of that stuff, and that'll clean up the balancer and all of the front end parts, make your engine look really good up front here. And I'm probably going to go with either black or dark blue Ford. I think I'd mentioned it before. Valve covers, I sold off the trick flow ones I had, and then I'm going to run that. And then once I've got this cleaned up, I'll throw the EFI on top of it, and I'm going to run it here in the garage. I'm going to build a stand for it and run fuel to it and just start it up, make sure there's no leaks, and then I'll just zip it up and wait for the rest of the car to get built, and I'll finally be done with the small block portion of the build. But thanks for watching. If you have any questions, email me or YouTube me. I'm also on the forums under Fox Bravo in the Ford Mustang forums on Corral. Thanks for watching.